It started with a shocking headline: 27 Singaporeans and 7 Malaysians, all wanted by police for allegedly running a massive scam ring out of Cambodia. The total losses? Over $41 million. And what made headlines wasn't just the crime, but the revelation that one of the wanted men was a former ACS Independent student. The Straits Times published this detail in their report, even including it in an infographic. But that single line, former ACS student, sparked an uproar. Many in the Anglo-Chinese school community were furious. They said the newspaper unfairly linked the school's name to criminal activity, creating stigma where none was needed. After all, none of the other suspect schools were mentioned. So why highlight ACS? The Straits Times later defended their choice, saying the information was factual and verifiable, not meant to shame the institution. But critics argue that in a country where certain schools carry deep prestige and identity, mentioning a name like ACS inevitably draws public attention and judgment. The scam itself was no small operation. According to police, the syndicate ran what's called a government official impersonation scam, tricking victims into transferring large sums of money. The group was based in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, but its victims were mostly Singaporeans. When Cambodian authorities prepared to raid the compound, the suspects allegedly received a tip-off and fled before arrests could be made. The Singapore police force has since issued warrants of arrest and is working with Interpol to track them down. Among the suspects are 2 brothers believed to be leading the operation. The rest, all Singaporeans and Malaysians, are now wanted for serious offences under the Organised Crime Act. But as this criminal investigation unfolds, a different question grips the public. How much personal background should media reveal when reporting crime? Is it fair to mention where a suspect studied, or does it just sensationalize the story? Should the focus be on the crime itself, or the school, job, or neighborhood the suspect came from? The ACS Old Boys Association said that the mention of the school had nothing to do with the facts of the crime, and only risked tarnishing the reputation of generations of students. Some members said it felt like guilt by association, as if a single former student's actions reflected on an entire community. Others, however, pointed out that if background details were relevant and verifiable, there's nothing wrong with including them. After all, journalists often share such information when it helps paint a clearer picture of who the suspect is. Still, the outrage highlights something deeper: how Singaporeans view prestige, privilege, and accountability. When an elite school's name appears next to a criminal case, it sparks uncomfortable questions about the link between education, social status, and personal responsibility. In the end, this controversy isn't just about one report. It's about the ethics of journalism, the power of words, and how easily reputation can be shaped or destroyed in a headline. So, what do you think? Should media outlets mention schools when reporting on alleged crimes, or does that cross the line into unfair stereotyping? Thanks for watching. If you found this story thought-provoking, remember to like, share, and subscribe to 2230, where we unpack Singapore's biggest stories, one detail at a time.